Does it feel like Jey will lead a Team Raw versus Team SmackDown Survivor Series and he pulls a Dolph Ziggler for Raw for the win? I could absolutely, now that this is being said, I could see a bloodline-centric Survivor Series where it's Team Jey versus Team Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't believe Paul Heyman when he said that they're in the bottom of the third, but I do believe he's onto something where this is not far from over. So how do you fill that time with stuff that is a lot more creative than what you've been already giving to the table? You're incorporating a lot more superstars to the mix so that you're giving more opportunities to these guys who aren't getting TV time. And how are you setting up for the future champions that will be crowned at, the culmination of the story?
Well, and I think this would be the best way to kind of get Jey versus Jimmy out of the way, because so many people think it's going to happen at Mania.
You want to see it at Mania?
I don't want to see it at Mania.
Oh, I would love to see it at Mania.
I don't want to see that verse. Well, I mean, I guess if that happened, I don't know. I still want to see some. I don't know. I just don't see how they're having this happen right now, and we're talking about 7 months from now having the match happen. I just don't. I feel the stuff with the bloodline changes every single week. I don't see them being able to figure out a way to keep this relevant for 7 more months. That seems bonkers to me. So I think it makes more sense that they could do this at Survivor Series, because this would be so hyped because people want to see Jimmy versus Jey. So this would be so interesting for them to be the captains. And even if it was like War Games, just imagine the pop when like they both are in the ring staring at each other.
Doing the stare down, down the middle of the ring. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, it's finally happening. Like, it doesn't even have to be that they start at the same time. They don't have to, like, it doesn't have to be that way. It's just going to be absolute chaos because people are going to want to see it. But I do think that would be a way to get that done. And then we don't have to really talk about it, because I just think the bloodline's going to be in a different point around WrestleMania. But I think that would be really interesting, because then it also plays into the dynamic of like, okay, who will trust Jey enough to join his team? And especially, that's interesting. But then also, if it's going to be going up against like Team Bloodline from SmackDown, because you would assume that it would be Jimmy, Roman, and Solo, you would think that there would be more guys willing to join Jey's team because they would be able to get their hands on the bloodline. But then you're like, I'm not sure, because that's his family. Like, is he gonna really hit his brother? I think that could be really fun to watch, actually.
Roman wouldn't participate. He would have
I would
Jimmy
assume
handle his business, and it would be like
But still, I'm just trying to think. I'm like, Roman has to come back soon, dude. Like, this is like
he's on the island of irrelevancy at this point.